Hi, and welcome to another edition of Turf Talk live at Belmont Park on Belmont Stakes Eve alongside Breeders' Cup's Peter Rotondo, affectionately referred to himself earlier as a G-list reality star, but certainly a star for those who know and follow racing. Pete, big day out of us.
Oh, so excited. This is what it's all about. And I get to enjoy it, you know.
Right.
Unlike once tomorrow starts, it's all Breeders' Cup all the time, and obviously Breeders' Cup weekend I cannot actually work. So tomorrow is handicapping 101 for me.
Yeah, for me, same way. This sort of ends the Triple Crown, and for me, it's actually a breather after the fact until we really ramp up for the Breeders' Cup. You start a little earlier than we do since it's your event, but TwinSpire is the official partner. We're thrilled to be involved. Have some winning your in races tomorrow, but the Belmont Stakes, of course, the marquee race. Do you have a top pick?
Yeah, it's funny. My dad's like the king of the Belmont. He's had so many big winners, Ruler on Ice, through the years, and all those big long shots, Sarava, that, you know, I sort of defer to him, and I saw him this morning at the track, and I said, I already know who you like, because I could tell the way. Bottom line, Governor Malibu.
All right.
He sits the perfect trip, I think, on the inside with Rosario. There's a bunch. I think the jocks might think there's no speed. We know this could be a rabbit.
Right.
I think it's going to be a faster pace than you think. I think it might set a perfect trip by 6-7 off and make one run.
Well, and I think this year it talked a lot about class, how good Nyquist has been, the West Coast horses. A lot of buzz for Unified, a horse who beat him in the Peter Pan. So, you know, if you think this one could step up at 1.5 miles, certainly. And I thought the morning line might have been a little short on him. I think we'll actually get more than 12 to 1.
I hope so. Yeah.
So
I mean, he's a New York bred, so he might get a little more love here in New York, but I think he'll run big. I think Lonnie, everybody talks about, he's such a cool horse. I think he'll just, you know, he could plod along and get a piece. Why not? And sudden breaking news, Mike Smith, you could just see him sitting back. I can see the move already. I think he might hang, but he might get a piece in the stretch.
Well, and to that end, Lonnie, one of the reasons I like him is I think he is going to run his race. Now, that might not be good enough. It certainly wasn't in the first two, but at 1.5 miles, maybe that's the trigger. We know he'll be fit. So I'm definitely, he's the one I want in the number. You didn't mention Exaggerator, who I am high on. I think he is the best horse in the race, whether he gets the job done. Is he a toss for you or a safe use? Or
no, I mean, you got to use him in your exotics. It's just, I'm just bred to bet against the favorites.
Well,
so it's just, that's the way. I mean, he ran such a big race. When is he going to regress? I mean, he's run such big races every race. I feel like at some point, and if at this stage, in 1.5 miles, it might be the time.
Sure. All right. Well, Ken has won the race. Some other winners, but it, you know, referred to as a jockey's race. You mentioned waiting to see Mike Smith make that big move. I think after the race, we'll certainly probably have some opinions about maybe who could have done some things differently. But that's part of, to me, what makes it one of the more fascinating races on the calendar.
Yep, no doubt. I can't wait. It's going to be a huge day. The Met Mile, winning you're in.
Yep.
For the Dirt Mile, Ogden Phipps for the Longines Distaff. That's going to be a hell of a race.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the Acorn for the 3-year-old fillies, and you know, maybe the better of the 3-year-olds is out west, awaiting them in the Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita. So a lot to look forward to, both short and long term. Pete, I really appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Turf Talk. We'll be back tomorrow to set the stage in the morning. Until then, enjoy your night.